Welcome to another edition of TechRadar Talks. I'm Mark Chaxfield and this is Patrick Goss, and today we're talking about something that could change the entirety of the internet, Facebook instant articles. So Patrick, you've been on the internet a long time. I don't want to say how long you've been on the internet, but you turned to me today and you said this could completely alter how the internet's going to work.
Yeah, completely. I mean, this is potentially transformative.
Yeah.
Facebook obviously has a huge amount of the Western world engaged in it, reading stuff on it, but actually most of the time clicking on articles and going to the sites that they're reading the kind of things on. What this does is that for any news pieces, they'll live on Facebook. You won't need to leave Facebook at all. You won't be going to someone's website. So if you click on a BBC link, you won't be going to the BBC's website.
Right, okay.
What you'll be doing is you'll be reading that BBC article within Facebook. And what that means is that the traffic will stay within Facebook. All of the big media brands will be, getting involved in this. I would say it's going to be kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so they have got big brands at the moment. They've got BuzzFeed, The Atlantic are going to be there. It is huge, isn't it? It's a walled garden approach that we thought we'd lost from the internet since the AOL years. Can you see it going back to that kind of walled garden?
It's an interesting point. I mean, obviously it's going to be hugely controversial because those days at the beginning of the internet was, the likes of AOL really. The front page of AOL was seen as the internet by an awful lot of people. I mean, this is going back to the dial-up era, of course. And I think to some extent it was nice to move away from that. What Facebook are saying is that the experience needs to be more streamlined, it needs to be faster, and they think that they can provide that. Obviously, they quite like having all the data that the audience brings, and obviously that makes them huge amounts of money and it keeps the audience on board. I think it is a dangerous thing to do because I think ultimately someone will control what you see.
Well, that's the thing. So at the moment, they're saying we're not controlling it. With this, if you go into the Facebook instant articles, the algorithm will stay the same. So even if you're not part of that, your stories will still come up as well. But that could well change.
No, completely. I mean, you might make a slightly spurious case for the news consisting a lot more of dancing cats and humorous animals, but but I mean, it will be very interesting to see what kind of impact it has. It's quite a limited set of partners at the start. They're very big partners, but there's only a few of them. So I think it will very much come down to who is actually engaging the audience and whether that actually works. It seems like Facebook are making a real play for this stuff.
Yeah, and it's not just individual sites that will have to look at this carefully. Somebody like Google's surely going to have to look at this and go, right, because they are the front page of the internet now, and people do forget that it was AOL before Google, before we had that kind of search traction.
Facebook and Google have been rivals for a long time, probably more meaningful in some ways than the old Microsoft era. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how these big brands start reacting to this.
Yeah. So will Facebook become the front page of the internet? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you tomorrow for another edition of TechRadar Talks.